4 engine choices. Let's start with the kind of the base engine, which is a new 3.3 liter V6. How much power?
Yeah, 290 horsepower and 265 pound-feet of torque. And this is a brand new engine for Ford for this year, for 2018 model year. They used to have a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated engine. Now this engine is brand new. It's made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. And it's actually the only engine for 2018 with a 6-speed.
Really?
Yes.
So the other ones have what speed?
10.
That's
10
pretty good,
speed.
Andre. 10 speed. That's crazy. I remember when our big green project truck had a 3-speed. Now you've got 10 speed.
Yes, yes.
All right, let's move up. The next one, of course, is it's the dragster of the bunch, the one that I would buy if I was looking at a new Ford F-150. It's a 2.7 liter. It's small, but it's very efficient and it's very powerful. What are the numbers for that?
Yeah, and they've updated this engine for this model year, still producing 325 horsepower, but they boosted the torque number to 400 pound-feet of torque.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So it's more powerful and yet it's super fast. If you get the truck that's 2-wheel drive, maybe, well, I probably want 4-wheel drive if you're really going to launch it. But Nathan and I did a video where we took him drag racing, and that was just a crazy fast truck. All right, the 5-liter Coyote. What's that put out?
Yeah, this is probably my favorite engine of the bunch. They've also upgraded the V8. Now it has a dual fuel injection system. It's got a port and direct fuel injection. 395 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. So they boosted those numbers a little bit.
And how about the last engine of the group, the 3.5 liter EcoBoost? What does that put out?
Yes, and this is actually a carryover engine from 2017. 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. How am I doing on my test?
You got everyone all right, dude. I am really impressed. Now, the
Nice.
one engine that we're not talking about is, of course, the 3.5 liter EcoBoost that's in the Raptor. That's a whole different kind of animal.
It's a high output motor.
Yeah, and of course, the other one we're not talking about is the diesel. But we will have some Raptor news when we get to it. We'll talk about pricing. But for right now, we're concentrating kind of on the bread and butter of these trucks. So Andre and I are here just outside of Detroit, and we're going to get to go drive these trucks tomorrow.
Yes, that's why we're here. This is our mobile office.
Yes. So we're going to have the morning to drive them. We're going to talk about, of course, in this show, not just the power, but the MPG.
Yes.
We're going to talk about pricing. We're going to talk about towing. We're going to talk about payload. But before we get to any of that, Andre, I want to thank our sponsor, American Trucks.
Yes.
.com. They are sponsoring the series of videos. We don't take money from the manufacturers so that we can keep our reviews honest and forthright. And so I want to thank our friends over at AmericanTrucks.com for sponsoring this video. And Andre, what kind of stuff do they sell?
Well, you know what? They have the really cool selection of side steps.
Yes.
Yes, manufacturers provide side steps for their trucks, but if you want to further customize your truck with a unique look and different style, they have a lot of side steps, but they also have performance upgrades and a lot of other accessories.
All right, let's get to number 4, pricing. This is the one that I'm certainly interested in. What is the base 3.3 liter truck start? Now, keep in mind, guys, when we're talking about all these trucks, because we're going to be throwing a lot of numbers at you from now on, we're talking about 2-wheel drive, base configuration. We're not talking about the FX4, 4-wheel drive. This is just base configuration. So what's kind of the basic work truck with a 3.3 start at?
$27,380, and this is before the destination charges, which is around, what, $1,100? So you're looking at under $29,000 for a base 2-wheel drive 2-door.
And let's talk about the engine upgrades now. So if you want to go from that truck to the 2.7, how much more?
That's $1,000 for the engine.
And then if you want to go to the good old Coyote,
another $1,000.
And if you want to go to the 3.5 liter,
another $1,000 for the
Ford
EcoBoost.
makes it simple because there's nothing simple about truck configurations, but that one is pretty simple.
Yes,
but let's talk about the numbers. Let's say you start with an XL, it's $27,380.
Okay.
How about if you go up to the XLT?
Well, the XLT offers a lot more features, but it bumps up the price quite a lot.
Our mobile.
Oh, wait, there's some crash. I apologize about that. The XLT truck starts at $32,970, and you're getting a lot more options and also a different look. They have different grills for each trim level.
Appliques in the back.
Yes, different trim levels.
Yeah, and you can get chrome grill. There's the new fascia, of course, on the 2018.
New headlights, new taillights.
Yes, and so it gets more expensive, and it gets more expensive looking. So let's go next one, the Lariat. How much is that?
Yeah, the Lariat, and now you step up to an extended cab because they don't offer it in regular cab version. $40,685, and you get a lot more different rim choices, different trim packages.
All right, how about the Raptor? What does that start?
The Raptor extended cab starts at $49,785.
Wow. If you can find one at that price, what do we say?
Just buy
Buy
it.
it, yeah, buy it, because I've never seen a Raptor for under 50K.
Because
I'm sure.
you want to get options, and by the time, some dealers have markups, actually most of them.
Yeah, and by the time you actually, add things like, well, let's face it, the dealers order them, so they're going to order it with all the
sunroof,
the mask,
everything.
Yeah, it's going to get very expensive. Okay, how about the King Ranch? What does that start at?
Well, the King Ranch, it comes with a 5-liter as a base engine.
Yes.
The V8, and starts at $51,600, and this is for a crew cab now. So we've moved on, to a crew cab. Then there are 2 more trim packages. Okay?
It's mind-boggling how many different variations of pickup trucks you can buy. I don't know how Ford keeps all this straight, but they do sell, almost 500,000 of these a year. So I suspect they probably have a good ordering system. What's the Platinum start at?
Platinum, $54,155, and I am cheating here. I'm reading the numbers.
Okay.
And the Limited, of course. This is the truck with the 22-inch rims and power folding side steps. $60,520.
Which, by the way, really drastically reduces your towing capacity and your payload.
Yes, because
of
of the
those
tires.
22s on there. Yeah.
But another news for this for 2018 is Wi-Fi is going to be available now.
Oh, good.
Hotspot.
Yeah, that's
So now you can be working, playing, and being connected.
But now keep in mind that this $60,000 number is before destination and is also before you add all the goodies.
4-wheel drive.
Yeah, that's not the FX4 package.
Right.
That's not the big sunroof. That's not all the technology that you can get in a modern truck, and all the convenience and comfort features like heated and cooled seats. Well, actually, probably that one might have a massage. That's right. That's massaging seats.
But if you add a lot of options, and you can still do that on a Limited, you can go up to $70,000 even with a King Ranch.
All right, so we promised them best in class payload. What is that number, Andre?
3,270 pounds.
And with what engine and what?
Well, so Ford says you have to get the 5-liter V8.
Yes.
For a 2-wheel drive truck, and that's when you get that payload number, which is a really high number. This is like Super Duty territory. This is like a heavy duty truck territory, over 3,000 pounds. You have to get an optional suspension package, the heavy duty, I think they call it heavy payload package. So and they've had this package before, but now they stepped that number a little bit higher.
Andre, we are into Super Duty territory, heavy duty truck territory, 3,270 pounds. That's me, you, Nathan, and Mr. Truck, plus another water tote, plus
and a trailer
side by side. That is an incredible amount of payload.
Yes.
I don't know if I feel comfortable towing that much. Actually, hauling that much in a half-ton truck.
And also, what amount of sag will the truck have?
We're going to have to test it.
Yes, I hope they have one configured like this tomorrow.
Yeah, and the thing is, guys, when we do our testing, our gauntlet testing, or any of our testing in Colorado, we don't take, obviously, the manufacturer's word for what weight is in the truck or what weight we're towing. We go and weigh the truck. We won't be able to do that. So when we're doing these videos tomorrow, and driving the trucks and producing these reviews, keep in mind we're going to take Ford's word at it. That's just the way it is. We don't have a
we
chance
always
to go.
do that on these events.
Yeah, but we will get them back to Colorado.
But we always say that, right?
Yeah. All right, Andre, MPG, let's talk about that. Now, we had a little bit of a scoop not too long ago where one of you guys actually emailed us and said that Ford had published the MPG numbers to their website. So Andre was eagle-eyed and jumped right on top of it. And got a screen grab, posted that. But the numbers that we have now are the final numbers.
Yes.
They're the numbers that Ford has officially announced. They're EPA certified, I take it?
Yeah.
So let's go through the numbers. How about, let's start with let you do it.
The king.
Yeah.
The king of performance for F-150 here is the 2.7-liter twin turbo. Because you would think it may have been the base engine, but no. For a 2-wheel drive truck, it is rated at 20 mpg city, 26 on the highway, and 22 combined.
Okay, that's very good.
That's a very good number, 26 on the highway.
As long as you don't get into the turbos.
Yes, stay light on the throttle.
How about the 3.3?
The 3.3, the base motor, the naturally aspirated V6, 19 city, 25 highway, 22 combined. Okay, that's a really good result as well. And then the 5-liter, and this is where the final numbers come in. The 5-liter 2-wheel drive, 17 mpg in the city, 23 on the highway, 19 combined.
Now, you guys know that we have a long-term Ford Raptor, a 2014, which has a 6.2, which is, of course, no longer available. And I've driven that, and Andre has driven it for a long time, and we know that it consistently gets 14.1 mpg.
Yes,
mixed towing. So
I've seen it time and time again.
So let's see what the new top dog 3.5 liter gets.
The two-wheel drive version gets 18 mpg in the city, 25 on the highway, 21 combined, and these are the ratings from the EPA.
Okay, and what does the four-wheel drive get, so we can compare it to the Raptor?
Yeah, sure. So the four-wheel drive. Well, we're not comparing Raptors to Raptors,
but our old Raptor.
But just get to get the numbers out there. The 4x4 3.5 liter twin turbo is rated at 17 in the city, 23 on the highway, 19 combined.
So we're getting 14.1 combined
versus 19 combined.
19 combined. That is an incredible amount of difference.
So yeah, and but the other thing to note is, real world numbers may vary.
Yes.
Sometimes you may get a better number, sometimes you get a worse number, and a lot of the guys, a lot of you might be saying, I have trouble meeting some of these numbers, right? It just depends on your driving style, your environment. In cold climates, like sometimes when we tow in the mountains in the cold climate, sometimes you may be using more fuel.
So I've got a bunch of questions here that we can answer. Okay. By the way, guys, before we get to the big number, which of course is the max towing number, let me answer some of these questions, okay?
Sure.
One of the questions is, and write your questions down. I've got the computer going so I can see what your questions are. When will you talk about the diesel numbers?
So Ford has announced that the diesel engine is going to be available probably in the spring of 2018. So we're still, 6 to 8 months out. So they're not ready to announce those numbers yet, and I think we still have to wait a few months.
And that's an interesting point you guys make, because of course Ram has recently announced that they're able to sell their diesel truck.
Diesel got certified.
Yes, and that, Ford is claiming best in class MPG, but that truck outdoes all these trucks.
Yeah, so you have to, it depends on how you define, what's currently on sale, and yes, the Ram is back on the market with the EcoDiesel.
So Josh Osprey wants to know, will it be a redesign of the GM vans? I don't want to go to van. We're talking trucks right now. So that's a whole other show. So we'll make you this promise. Josh will do a van show
when we hear about vans.
When we hear about vans,
Yes.
but it's not. This is not the show to do that for. 2.5 twin or 3.5 eco or V8. Which one is better in your opinion? We've driven all three of those. My favorite is a 2.7, not the 2.5. I like that engine because it's perky. It's a funny word, but it is.
And it's fast.
And it's fast.
Light,
and it's light. And unless you're doing serious heavy towing, that's the one I would go for. I like the 5 liter as well. I mean, that's, you can't go wrong with the Coyote. The 3.5 is just a monster of an engine, but for me, it would be a 2.7. I kind of, dig the fact that it's the fastest. How about you, Andre?
I'm actually moving more towards the V8.
Right.
The 3.5 is an awesome engine, but for a little bit less money, you can get a V8 and you can get the sound of a V8 engine and still a lot of torque. And we've tested the 5 liter on our iGauntlet, and it did really well. So I think I'm moving towards the V8 area.
And let's talk about this question. Did Ford fix the truck that broke on our iGauntlet, the F-250?
Yes, it is fixed, and we will be doing more testing, including the iGauntlet.
Yeah, we just got it back yesterday, right?
Yes.
And Ford was kind enough to actually give it back to us after their engineers went through it. If you don't know what happened, well, you tell them what happened. You were there.
Well, yeah, I was in the passenger seat, and we were going up to the iGauntlet in the I-70 just west of Denver, and we heard the loud bang. And what happened was, and actually, we don't have the final word from Ford
We
yet,
don't know yet.
on the root cause of this. But basically, what happened that the fan kind of split.
Either the fan
broke,
or the belt.
Or the belt broke, and that created a chain reaction, right? The belt got cut, and this is a serpentine belt, and parts of the fan went into the radiator, and all the coolant leaked out. So that was a pretty big, kind of a side of the road failure. But we were safe. Nobody got hurt. We got home, back to the office, and now we have the truck back.
People are asking, and by the way, you can watch that video. I'm sure, kudos to Ford for actually inviting us here to drive the new ones, and not, because that was a hard video for Ford, because it showed their truck failing. And if the fan broke, it could be a part failure. We don't know yet. We'll try to find out. But a lot of you were wondering why, for instance, we didn't tow the Ford with Ken's truck, which we were hauling. So why didn't you do that? Why didn't you just swap the trucks? Why did you have Ford pick up the truck from the highway?
Because of danger. I mean, I was not feeling comfortable doing a lot of maneuvers on the side on the side of an interstate with semi trucks just running down up and down the mountain. I did not feel safe, and so we tried to minimize the work we did. We got the trailer unhooked, we hooked Ken's truck to it, and by the way, the F-250 that had the issue was still running. We could have we started and we moved it a few feet, so it wasn't completely dead in the water, but we didn't want to run the engine because there was no coolant in the engine.
All right, well, let's keep going on our list. And of course, this is the big number that all you guys are waiting for, which is the maximum towing number. So what is that number, Andre?
Are you ready?
I'm
Are
ready.
you sitting down?
Yeah, I'm sitting down. I see it right here, so I know what it is.
13,200 pounds.
That's crazy, dude.
This is the first half-ton truck over 13,000 pounds of maximum tow rating.
Now, is that Society of Automotive Engineers certified, SAE compliant?
2807 standard. Yes, all the truck manufacturers in the United States now comply with that standard.
So that
yes.
means they tested it on Davis Dam.
Yes.
They drove it up. They drove it down.
Yes.
They stopped the truck. They made sure that it held
Turning,
the brakes. They did all that.
Yes.
That's an incredible number. Let me put that in perspective, Andre. How much is the Silverado tow right now?
Well, the Silverado is rated at 12,500 maximum.
And the Ram?
The Ram is just under 11,000.
10,690 pounds.
Yes.
That's amazing. So really, Ford has upped the game. Would you feel comfortable towing 13,020 pounds with a half ton?
I don't think I would. And we do a lot of real world testing. When we hook up about 9 or 10,000 pounds to a half-ton truck, you can feel that weight. First of all, the trailer weighs more than the truck itself by a lot. So now the trailer has more weight and it's starting to control, the sway or the turning of it. So you really have to be very careful. And we use weight distributing hitches. We make sure that we hook up very correctly so the truck and trailer are level as much as possible. So 13,000 pounds.
13,200.
Yeah, that just sounds insane. It just sounds a lot.
For me, it's not about necessarily the pulling part. It's about the stopping part.
Yes.
And going down the I-gauntlet.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight that's pushing. That could potentially be the tail wagging the dog. And it's very scary with that much weight. And you want to have good engine braking. You want to have runoffs,
transmission,
a good transmission, good grade shifting.
These are the 10-speed transmissions.
I'm not saying the truck can't do it. I'm just saying that's a lot of weight. In a heavy-duty truck, of course, it's built for that. But in a half-ton, that is a lot of weight.
And also, when you're towing this much weight, and let's say you're doing it once a year, maybe, okay, you want the truck that's the longest wheelbase. You want the truck that's heavy. So 4-wheel drive truck is usually better.
And this is a 2-wheel drive that they're doing with.
Yeah, this is the rating for a 2-wheel drive truck. But you want a long wheelbase so it's more stable and all those things. But that's just a huge number that I'm still trying to wrap my head around.
People are asking what engine configuration. And that's a 3.5.
That's a 3.5 liter EcoBoost for the highest rating. So once again, let's go over it. Best fuel economy on the F-150 comes from the 2.7 EcoBoost. Best payload comes from the 5 liter V8. And the best towing number comes from the 3.5 liter EcoBoost.
So guys, I just want to thank you for watching and kind of sitting through this breaking news. We will be doing a video tomorrow from here in Detroit where hopefully, we don't know, I've got the agenda, but they're not telling us what trucks we're going to get to do. What trucks, actually in the comments, let us know what truck you want to see us drive. So if we show up there tomorrow and they have the 5 liter, they have a 3.5, 2.7, which one would you prefer us to drive and test? And which one would you prefer us to tow with? We'd love to know that so that we can provide the videos that you want to see.
I know which one I want.
Which one do you want?
5 liter 10 speed. This is the first time that Ford, hooked up the V8 to a 10 speed.
Yes.
So that's the one I'm most interested in.
A lot of people are saying the 5 liters. So.
Oh yeah? Are you guys agreeing?
Yeah, one guy said GMC.
GMC. I don't know if they'll provide any GMCs.
I doubt they'll have competing trucks. Usually they don't. So we're gonna go with the 5 liter, and we're gonna see what we can get for you guys. Andre, is there anything else that came out in the news today that we should be talking about, or is that we covered everything?
I think we covered the big numbers, and once again, there's no news on the diesel engine in the F-150 yet. No specifications at this time.
And if you guys want to see all those numbers, they're up on our website at tfltruck.com. You've put together the story. You actually wrote it on the plane, Andre. I was really impressed that you jumped on it so fast. So all those numbers are on there, the performance numbers, the towing numbers, the payload numbers, even the MPG numbers, right?
Yeah, it's all there right now, and we're going to be talking to the engineers. Yes. I'm always excited about this because at these events, first drives, we get access to the engineers, and not designers.
Yes.
So we can get all the details for you, and we're gonna try to give it all to you on our website and in the videos.
All right, Andres, this is only the two of us here. Could you be so kind and please turn the live stream off? And
Okay.
while you do that,
Thank you.
I want to thank Ford for flying us out here and letting us test drive these trucks. And I want to thank you guys for sticking with us and for being such loyal fans. Thank you very much. We really appreciate the fact that you guys watch TFL Truck and you read tfltruck.com. It makes our jobs possible. So thank you very much, and thank you especially to all of our Patreon supporters who keep us in trucks. You guys are the best. Thank you. Ciao.